Hey, what's up, guys? The Long Island Audit here, back again with another video. If you don't know, Berwyn, Illinois has been one heck of a chapter in my auditing career, and we are going to hold them accountable. The federal lawsuit has been filed. Let's get into it. All right, guys. So like I said, federal lawsuit has been filed in federal district court in Berwyn, Illinois, against Berwyn, Illinois. So I want to go over that lawsuit with all of you, the complaint, line by line, complete transparency, go over that with you to show you all what it looks like. But before we get into the actual complaint, let's take a look at a little synopsis, little compilation of what happened in Berwyn.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How can I help you?
What office is this?
I'm the city administrator.
You're the city administrator?
I am.
Hi.
Are you recording me?
I am recording you.
I would ask that you not record me, please.
Well, you're a public official, obviously. You're the city
I'm
administrator.
not elected. And
That wouldn't matter.
Yes, it does.
That you're not
Go to our
elected?
doors.
Yeah.
I am not elected.
But that doesn't matter. You still work
If you
for the
go to our
government.
doors,
Still work for
you'll
the
see
public.
On our doors, we have a sign that says, no recordings are allowed unless we give permission. I am not giving you permission. It is a state law.
I did see that sign.
And then we follow state law here.
It's a state law.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. So
Can we talk outside?
who are you, sir?
I'm Detective Monaco.
Because some of these people don't want to be. Do you want to be recorded by a gentleman? Pardon me? Do you want this guy to record you? No. I don't care.
It's a public building. Why would anybody
Some
care?
people just don't like to be recorded for no reason.
I mean, there's cameras all over the place.
I don't want you recording me anymore.
You don't want me recording you?
Yeah, I mean, it's my right, just like you're saying, you know.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
I don't want that.
Don't touch me. What are you doing?
Don't record me.
What's wrong with you? Don't touch me.
I'm not touching you, am I?
Yeah, you did. You just grabbed my arm and grabbed my camera.
To stop you from recording.
To stop me from recording you?
Yeah.
You have no right to do that.
Yes, I do.
Please back away. Please back away from me. You're being really hostile. I've been nothing but cordial. You need to step back.
I'm not hostile with you.
You need to
Am I?
step back.
Am I hostile with you?
Yeah, you are. By grabbing me. By grabbing my arm and by grabbing my hand and my camera and trying to rip it out of my hand. That way, I've been very cordial.
I know. Let's go with we. You can keep the phone. Have your other hand, please.
All right, you can keep the phone. I don't want it to stop recording.
Okay.
I don't want it to stop recording. You're going to pull the signs
I'm
down?
gonna take those down myself right now
Okay.
until we can figure out
Thank you.
constitutionally what's going
It's
on.
the right thing to do. Take them down. Take them down. Take them down.
It's not your king.
Down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. One more. Yeah. Thank you, man. It feels so good. We won. We did it. We beat Evil Berwyn.
All right, guys. So there you have it. That was Berwyn in a nutshell. If you want to watch the full story of Berwyn, Illinois, the link will be in the description for a playlist. All the videos are in chronological order, all the way through. Lives, videos, audits that I've done, follow-ups that I've done, internal affairs complaints, protest, we the people protest. Did you hear the sergeant? My favorite part was the sergeant saying, "Do you want this gentleman to record you?" And he was expecting a response, no, I don't want to be recorded. And the citizen said, I don't care. Just backfired on him. It was great. And then, the We the People protest, all of you that showed up there was amazing. It was a great turnout. Amazing. The mayor ripped down the signs. It was amazing. This story in Berwyn, we have many stories like this, right? Danbury, the Connecticut State Police, Hagerstown, Maryland. Every time we do an investigative journalism piece, we find more and more corruption. State's Attorney Alyssa Dunbar, right? I love sharing this step by step, this journey, step by step with all of you. Berwyn, Illinois is just one example of many. We do our best to follow up on every single tyrannical incident that we incur, but unfortunately it's not possible to follow up on every single one. You need attorneys, you would need unlimited amount of money. It's very hard, but we follow up on what we can on the more serious ones, and I have some news coming up on the NYPD, so stay tuned for that. For those of you asking about my court date, it was rescheduled, but I have some very important news regarding the NYPD, so we will follow up on that. I can't wait to share with you. I can't share it right now, but I can't wait to share all the updates for the NYPD. So, right in front of us, we have the complaint here, the United States District Court, Northern District of Illinois, Eastern Division, Jean Paul Reyes, which is me, the plaintiff, the Richard Volante, who is the sergeant, Detective Monaco, who said it was his right not to be recorded. Do me a favor, hit the like button right now if you believe that Detective Monaco has he can't be recorded, that it's his right. It's not his right to be recorded. Hope I said that right. Because it's 100% not his right to be recorded. It is 100% our right to record government officials in the course of their duty. So Detective Monaco here, we have Officer Galoni, who was the officer that handed the handcuffs to the sergeant, and good old Ruth Siaba Green. Ruth Siaba Green, really quickly, I don't want to make this live too long, but just follow along with all the playlist in the description below if you want all the details. But Ruth Siaba Green, her husband is now Commander Green, and she's the city administrator. Her husband, who is division commander of the Berwyn Police Department as we speak, when he was just a beat cop, just a regular police officer, he beat someone. He was allegedly beating someone. He has about 6 or 7, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, federal lawsuits against him. So now, their family, right? Their husband and wife. Now she has a federal lawsuit in her name as well. So it's just crazy how this division commander Green, kept getting promoted, even with all these federal civil rights lawsuits against him. It's definitely nepotism, corruption. It's horrible. So all of those people individually, the city of Berwyn, a municipal corporation, are the defendants. This is a jury demand complaint at law. Now comes the plaintiff, Jean Paul Reyes, by and through his attorneys, Gregory Koulis and Associates, and in support of their complaint against the defendants, Richard Volante, Detective Monaco, Officer Galoni, and Ruth Siaba Green, individually. The city of Berwyn, a municipal corporation, state as follows. Count 1, false arrest/seizure. This action is brought pursuant to the laws of the United States Constitution, specifically 42 U.S.C. 1983 and 1988, and the laws of the state of Illinois to redress deprivations of civil rights of the plaintiff Jean Paul Reyes accomplished by acts and or omissions of the defendants Richard Volante, Detective Monaco, Officer Galoni, and Ruth Siaba Green, individually, and the city of Berwyn, a municipal corporation, committed under color of law. 2. This court has jurisdiction pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1331 and 1343, as this matter involves issues of federal law. The plaintiff, Jean Paul Reyes, is a resident of the state of Illinois, so we had to amend that complaint. I spoke to my attorney. I am not a resident of the state of Illinois, so we had to amend that, but that was amended. For the defendants, Richard Volante, Detective Monaco, Officer Galoni, and Ruth Siaba Green, individually, were at all times relevant to the allegations of the complaint, duly appointed Berwyn police officers, and were acting within their scope of employment under color of law. On or about November 2021, the plaintiff, Jean Paul Reyes, was lawfully in a Berwyn City Hall. The plaintiff filmed some of the activities in City Hall, exercising my First Amendment right, freedom of press. Plaintiff, Jean Paul Reyes, was not committing a crime or breaking any laws. Like I said, to the contrary, I was engaged in a constitutionally protected activity. One of the defendants seized the plaintiff, restricting his movement and taking him into custody. The plaintiff was not free to go. The defendants, after a period of time, escorted the plaintiff outside of the building. The plaintiff attempted to film Galoni, but his phone was forced out of his hands by one of the officers and confiscated. There were no facts to support any probable cause that plaintiff was committing any crime. The plaintiff was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct. I was originally arrested for felony eavesdropping, if you guys remember that. For those of you who've seen this, I was originally arrested for felony eavesdropping, but they thought better of it once I got to the precinct. The defendant's actions constituted an unlawful seizure and arrest. The actions of the defendants were intentional, willful, and wanton. As a result of the defendant's actions, the plaintiff was seized and handcuffed. The actions of the defendants constituted a violation of the plaintiff, Jean-Paul Reyes' Fourth Amendment rights as protected by 42 U.S.C. 1983. As a result of the actions, the defendant, the plaintiff, Jean-Paul Reyes, suffered fear, anxiety, pain, suffering, emotional distress, and money damages. All very true. It is horrible to have your freedom taken away from you. It is absolutely horrible and despicable for another human being to get away with doing that. Not only violating your constitutional rights, but then to kidnap you and put you in a cell. Horrible. Horrible. And then to travel back and forth to Berwyn, Illinois to fight this case. The money damages were exorbitant for sure. Wherefore, the plaintiff, Jean-Paul Reyes, prays for judgment in his favor and against the defendants individually in the amount of fair and reasonable compensatory damages, punitive damages, attorney's fees, and costs. Count 2 is conspiracy. 1 to 18. The plaintiff hereby alleges that and incorporates his allegations of paragraph 1 to 18 of count 1 as his respective allegations of paragraph 1 to 18 count 2, as though fully set forth herein. The defendant, Ruth Siaba Green, was the city administrator of Berwyn during the time, but she's not an elected official. I'm not elected. You can't record me because I'm not elected. Whoever heard of, horrible. During the time he was handcuffed and in custody, defendants got Ruth Siaba Green, the city administrator, to sign a criminal complaint. So that's what makes it a conspiracy. They're working all together, city officials, the police department and city officials, to charge me. So they got her to sign a criminal complaint. The defendants did not have the probable cause to have the plaintiff arrested or charged. The defendant conspired to have Jean-Paul Reyes criminally arrested and charged. The actions of the arrest constituted a violation of the plaintiff's Fourth Amendment rights. The actions of the defendants were intentional, willful, and wanton. The actions of the defendants constituted a violation of the plaintiff's Fourth Amendment rights as protected by 42 U.S.C. 1983. As a result of the actions of the defendants, Richard Volante, Detective Monaco, Officer Galoni, and Ruth Siaba Green, individually, the plaintiffs, Jean-Paul Reyes, suffered fear, anxiety, pain, suffering, emotional distress, and money damages. Wherefore, the plaintiff, Jean-Paul Reyes, prays for judgment in his favor. It's more of the same: punitive damages, reasonable compensatory damages, and attorney's fees. Now, count 3 is malicious prosecutor. The plaintiff hereby realleges and incorporates his allegations in paragraphs 1 to 26. The defendant proceeded with prosecution of their charges, knowing they were false. The plaintiff retained counsel for his defense. The charges were ultimately dismissed in his favor. Wherefore, the plaintiff, Jean-Paul Reyes, prays for judgment in his favor and against the defendants, Richard Volante, Detective Monaco, Officer Galoni, and Ruth Siaba Green, individually in the amount of fair and reasonable compensatory damages. Count 5, City of Berwyn indemnification. We'll go down here. Illinois law provides that public entities are directed to pay any tort judgment for compensatory damages for which employees are liable within the scope of their employment activities. Defendants Richard Volante, Detective Monaco, Officer Galoni, and Ruth Siaba Green are or were employees of the City of Berwyn and acted within the scope of their employment in committing the misconduct described herein. Wherefore, should defendants Richard Volante, Detective Monaco, Officer Galoni, Ruth Siaba Green found liable for the acts alleged above, the City of Berwyn would be liable to pay the plaintiff any judgment obtained against the defendants. Jury demand to the plaintiff, Jean-Paul Reyes, hereby requests a jury trial by a jury. Respectfully submitted, Jean-Paul Reyes by Gregory E. Coulis, one of the plaintiff's attorneys. So there you have it. A lot of the language is repeated in these complaints because you just have to keep because a lot of the language on each count is the same or similar. Guys, this is what I'm talking about when I say about change, right? This is what I want to affect. I want everybody here, 3,000 of you, appreciate it. Please hit the like button, comment your thoughts down below, and share this live. We need to come together 100%. I appreciate all the support throughout this whole, ordeal in Berwyn, from the moment I was unlawfully arrested. The reason I went to Berwyn to exercise my rights, right? To exercise my rights. I saw that sign that says you cannot record without prior permission. And then Ruth Siaba Green, the city administrator, ran with it. It was horrible. And then I was arrested for felony eavesdropping because that was originally the statute that was below that sign. That's how they wanted to enforce that unconstitutional signage, was felony eavesdropping. later was dropped to disorderly conduct. I don't know how being polite and cordial to everyone and just taking pictures and video exercising constitutional right is disorderly conduct, but it wasn't that, right? It wasn't disorderly conduct. In the end, the charges were dismissed against me and in my favor, and we the people won. We did it. It was a long and hard. This happened in 2021, November 8th. Never forget the date. So it's been almost 2 years now, and I told you these things take some time, finding the proper attorneys who will take these sorts of cases. A lot of attorneys don't want to ruffle feathers in the government. So big shout out to Gregory Coolis for taking this case. I really appreciate him. There's more to come, ladies and gentlemen. There is more information to come, again, on the NYPD front in New York City. A lot of information to come. So I'm going to take a look. Don't want to make this live too long, but I will look at some of your comments here in the chat. So if you have any questions regarding this lawsuit, about Berwyn, about anything else. But again, if you want to watch all the videos in chronological order, you can do so by clicking on the link below in the description. Mitchell, it sure is. It sure is, Mitchell. Norman, they trespassed me from City Hall and threatened arrest. I should have let them arrest me. Only take an arrest if you are willing to do that. It is not, something that I would advise anyone to just do. And I would never, go against anyone who didn't want to take an arrest. Being arrested is one of the worst things that's ever happened to me. You sit in a cell for hours. It's just not a good experience. And if you don't have bail, then you're stuck there. Yes, we will be doing depositions for the mayor, Mayor Robert Lovero, Green, city administrator. That's the best part. And all those depositions are recorded and they're public. So I'll be sharing those with all of you. Let's see how they try and wiggle their way out of this one from the truth. I will be going to New Hampshire soon for sure. Danbury update. The Danbury update right now is just I have filed the appeal. I have filed the appeal for the violation of the law, the ticket, and I'm confident that we will win that appeal. That's the only update. And as far as federal civil rights lawsuits, I'm waiting till the appeal is processed, and then we will take care of that. SK, thank you for the super chat. TK 2019, thank you for the super chat. I'm sorry to hear that about your mother. The Mayor of Berwyn has his own law firm in Berwyn, and he doesn't know the laws. Horrible. It's absolutely horrible. No, I did not get the body camera footage from Rahway Police Department yet, but I definitely will share with you. Claudette, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Again, didn't want to make this live too long. I just wanted to give a little quick recap on what was going on in Berwyn, Illinois, and share this complaint with you so that way you guys can see how a federal civil rights complaint is written, and that you could see that it's filed here in the Northern District of Illinois, Eastern Division. So we are going to hold them accountable. Stay tuned to the channel for further updates. I see, yes, this is We the People Are Pissed Off, because we are, right? We're sick of tyranny in this country. This is at longislaundaudit.store. Use LIA20 at checkout for 20% off. But Baton Rouge update, that's a good question. Baton Rouge update. I don't have any updates yet for Baton Rouge. I am still looking for an attorney. So if you're an attorney in Louisiana and you want to fight against tyranny, Louisiana, if you're from Louisiana, you will know this is very corrupt, and none of the attorneys out there want to help me. Even though I suffered, they pushed me down the stairs, causing my ankle to roll over. I had to go to an urgent care. Horrible. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, horrible, corrupt. Louisiana is one of the most corrupt states I've ever seen. Not one attorney. I've called hundreds. Seems like hundreds. I'm going to be posting an update on that video. Maybe I'll post it again just to raise awareness again, because that happened a while ago now. All right, guys. That was a funny comment. But as always, let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below. I truly appreciate all you guys. As always, stay safe. God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Long Island Audit. Peace.